Hello everyone, it's Joel Davis with the United Medical Transportation Providers Group. You are the broker.com and Home Care Access. Got a special treat for you today, so we don't have time to go into some hater emails. I apologize. I like kickstarting the parties with hater emails, especially after the last video. The last video I did was long, a lot of content, but we had a lot of hater emails. Some awesome emails. So many of you love the Boom Rich Free t-shirt. In fact, if you are one of our one-on-one clients and you want one, send us an email. Let us know your size. I'm going to order some. Trust me, I'm not trying to sell any merch. It is my gift to you. So if you're one of our one-on-one clients, past or present, make sure you and you want one, send us your email us your size, and we'll make sure we get you one. I'm gonna order a bunch of them. So, because so many of you loved it. Other people hate it. Other people love it. It's interesting. I don't get a whole lot in between. People either love what we're doing or they hate it, and we don't have to worry about it because Boom Rich Free. Don't have to worry about it. But anyways, this is a great conference call. I typically do not do conference calls. As many of you know, I'm constantly emailing. So if I'm working with you one-on-one, email is the best way, only because we could correspond 10 times throughout the course of the day, short or long. I could correspond with you at 3 o'clock in the morning if need be, whatever, because many of you know that I'm working around the clock almost. So great conference call. Some of you will be a little upset because I have to delete and I have to make sure that they dub the audio because I got to protect my people's pertinent information. Good husband and wife team. He's working, they're small. They started last year. They have 2 vehicles. The wife is also working on building a home care agency. So again, I got to protect their info. They are good opportunity where they're at. Definitely have some big competitors that they're going up against, which is awesome. That's great. Puts them in the position to have some good market opportunities. So again, I have to ensure that I always protect my people's info. So if you do hear some dead audio spots, know that it is not your computer, your phone, whatever device you're on. So enjoy. I hope you do extract some good info because there are some good tidbits of info. So go forward and enjoy. When you do, I'll see you at the top.
Let's go, Brandon. Hey. Let's go, Brandon. Hey. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. You know what they say.
Hello?
Hi,
Is this the mighty Joel Davis?
It is. It's Joel Davis. How you doing, brother?
Hi, Joel Davis. How are you, sir? I'm telling you right now, when I missed your call, I told my wife that's like missing a phone call from the president of Donald Trump.
Donald J. Trump, the great Uncle Donald J. Trump, the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest president we ever had.
I'm like, God, you don't understand. I've been ass-kicking myself backwards. You know how you do this in Jackass? I don't know if you ever watched that show where you're just self-kicking yourself in the ass. I'm like, how the hell did I miss the call
no
from
worries.
the one, the man, the only Joel Davis?
You're making me blush, brother. You're making me blush.
Dude, I'm telling you, you are a god. I'm trying to get to your level.
Well, I definitely am not a god, that's for sure. We only got the one true God, but I'm definitely doing my part to get her done. To get her done, brother. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to connect. But yeah, no worries about missing that call. I know that I enjoyed working with your wife there, but obviously we had a hard time because she's doing both the NEMT and the home care, which is awesome. But I know you guys are burning both ends of the candle, so that's why typically I don't do regular phone calls for the one-on-one because I'm so fast with the emails when I'm working with somebody. But I know you guys are in kind of a unique situation here with everything you guys got going on. So.
Well, and then yeah, just a little bit, just a heads up about me. I'm old school. I'm older. I'm 51 years old. Okay, I'm not the biggest email person on the planet. You know what I mean? This whole email on. I'm not all about that. I'm trying to become an email person. Not easy.
No, hey, trust me, I get it because I am so far. It's funny. I have these developers that do all these software platforms, and it's like I'm email challenged for goodness sake. I mean, I'm fast in responding. That's why it's like when I'm working one-on-one with somebody, they get my undivided attention. That's why when your wife and I were corresponding, that's why my responses were pretty quick. And
Right.
and obviously, you know,
She
like,
is the hardest working woman I've ever met in my entire life.
dude, that's awesome.
She's Filipino. She's from the Philippines. She has had the roughest life growing up. Comes to America the legal way.
That's
We're
awesome.
not going to even have that conversation because you don't want to get on the conversation with her about immigration. She says it's a slap in the face what's happening to her after what she has done and done it the right way, the legal way, and came here. And she looked at me one day before I got married to her. She said to me, "I'm just giving you a short story." She said to me, "Why would you sit and watch this television when you have this wonderful world outside with all these things to do?
Dude,
Why would you spend
that
$200
is awesome.
and watch television?"
That is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That's true American right there, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? You're right. I'm going to get off this goddamn chair and I'm going to do something. I'm going
Good
to
for
try
you.
to stop being the fat man because I am a fat man.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
All right. Anyways, what questions do you have, and I can hopefully answer them real quick, and then I'll explain to you about this contract that we're potentially we're so excited about, and hopefully we're going to get this thing signed.
Well, honestly, that was the big thing. I mean, I know I was going back and forth with your wife on some different stuff, but when Dawn left me some notes, I guess you guys, I guess you also traded some emails with Dan too, but Dawn left me a message asking if I could call you sometime because you had a pending contract that you guys needed to be addressed, and she said that I guess she advised you not to do anything until you and I were able to connect regarding it. So I want to make sure. That's why, honestly, that's the biggest reason why I reached out and said, all right, let me pick up the phone and call this guy, because the last thing I want you to do is enter into some type of a stupid agreement, because God knows I see enough of them out there.
I know.
So I want to make sure that we connect as soon as possible, because I don't know how. I asked Dawn, I said, what was the sense of urgency? Like, what's the timetable? And she didn't know. So I figured, well, screw it, I'm just going to call you.
Yeah, so here's the deal. We joined the member. We didn't realize just what that would mean to us more than any as soon as we did that, we had facilities contacting us left and right.
Cool. Very good.
And has contacted us. Directly got our phone number from and she couldn't say enough things about us.
Good. Have you already been doing transports for this facility?
No. So they're just getting started themselves. But they're not a small outfit. They have 3 other facilities further away than.
So a total of 4?
4. This will be their 4th one they're opening. And what this is this is a facility for children or people with autism.
Okay.
And what they do is they are still productive in society, and they're still, some of them hold jobs, some of them are volunteering at churches, some of them are doing this, that, the other thing. So essentially this is a bus route. That show up at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to take them to, point A, point B, point C, no further than a 25-mile radius. So nothing further than a 25-mile radius is what they're guaranteeing from us. And then, depending on what happens, we're going to be picking them up either at noon or at 4:30 p.m.
So you said 8 a.m.?
8 a.m. pickup, yeah.
And then a certain portion you pick back up at 12?
Some of them are, it depends on their level of autism. Some of them are able to work a whole 8 hours or do a volunteer a whole 8 hours. The other ones are only able to do 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, and so they are excited. What they're so excited about us and what they like about us. I believe so.
Okay. And what everybody
they specialize in children and people with autism.
Are they ambulatory, wheelchair, both? And you have, if I recall correctly, you got 2 vehicles?
We have 2019. So we watched your videos, and we watched your teachables. We've done everything. We followed it to the T from the very beginning a year and a half ago. I could not possibly get any more information than I could out of everything. We tried really hard to follow everything that you said. So the one thing I'll say, we are not too happy with the purchase of the 2019 Ford Transit, but it met a lot of our needs. It's a Transit high roof with a rear lift on the back.
What's the capacity?
People? 9.
How many wheelchair?
2 wheelchairs.
And how
Exactly.
how many jump seats you got?
For example, it's the layout that you're looking for. Like I watched the one video where you're talking about the low roof van with the lift in the back. Come on, it's like really. So it just, because we are not mechanics, it just made sense to buy brand new on that one. So that was the most expensive van that we bought at $39,000. I think we paid for that van, put $10,000 down, and we financed the rest.
How much you paying a month on that?
About $700, $600.
And what's the second vehicle?
Second vehicle is a 2014 Ford Econoline. This is more along the line of that girl that you got. I forgot her name. You guys got her that killer deal on that van, that smoking deal.
Yeah.
It looks just like that.
Okay.
We bought that. This is a 2014 Econoline E150 with a side lift. 2 wheelchair accessible, no passenger availability. There's no way to get a passenger in that van safely because of the side lift. So
bottom line, in order for you to do this pending contract you got coming up, you're going to have to focus on your 2019, right? Your 2019?
The 2019, and I what you don't understand and what you don't know, being my wife working for this lady and taking care of us, we make a lot more money than just the business itself. I've given you just the business numbers. My wife also has her own deal, and like I said, she's taking care of a 101-year-old woman, and she lives with her basically 3 days a week.
So that's what kind of what I was gathering the impression is that your wife is also serving as a caregiver with the home care business as well.
Yeah, she's bringing in a fair chunk of change on that. I don't know the exact number. I'd like to get her on the phone with us, but I don't know if she'll answer. But she's over there right now, actually working.
What?
She's working the holiday.
Because and I'm sure you picked up. I mean, look, the long-term goal with the home care is to obviously have caregivers versus you actually being a caregiver, even if it's only part-time. I mean, you want to be able to grow and scale. You have to bring on caregivers. So, I mean, I love the fact that you guys are doing both NEMT and caregiving at the same time. But what the balancing act is, in order to effectively grow and scale, is to basically meld both businesses together, keep them legally separate, but build them both so you could leverage them both strategically for marketing purposes, for catering to clientele. I mean, if you're going to be taking people with discharges out of hospitals and rehab facilities, they go home. A lot of them are still going to need continued care and support, and that's where the home care is the natural fit.
Right.
But because I think the last conversation I had with your wife was trying to get a P&L, get more information on both the NEMT and see what she's doing revenue-wise for the home care as well. So I could start, I told her I wanted more of a macro perspective so I could start to whittle down and evaluate the business itself and,
Right.
develop a more fine-tuned strategy.
That's what, and we'll so here's what happened in this past 2 weeks. The first thing that happened that really frustrated us is, first off, we're not accountants. We're very seriously looking at the rest of your software, your dispatching made easy and all that other software, and your other software that we do have, but we haven't started implementing it at this point. But we had an accountant, and that accountant decided he's not going to work with us anymore. And I don't know the reason for that. He never gave us a reason. There was no reason whatsoever. He just said, his exact words were, "I'm not working with you guys anymore."
Well, part of here's when I hear situations like that, typically I literally have seen people will show up to an accountant with a shoebox and have a ton of receipts in there and basically expect the accountant to make sense of it all, and it's just not even feasible. And not only is it not feasible, but if it were feasible, it would be so many man hours they just don't have the capacity, and you'd be paying through the nose. Doing and managing your when I talk about your numbers, I mean, even if you're using something like, either use QuickBooks, which obviously you pay for, or if you use admin accounting is painfully easy in terms of it's just data in and it helps you organize it. But you got to spend the little bit of time each day to actually input the data, which is not hard and not complicated. And we could definitely help get you going and walk you through that. But on a daily basis, you got to be able to enter income and expenses. And if you do it just a few minutes a day, I mean, it makes,
adds up. All those little minutes add up to at the end. I get it. I totally get it. But
you got to commit to doing it. You got to commit to doing it.
Yeah. So we got involved with another accountant, and they've been working out great with us. And we had to file for a tax extension because we're not going to get our taxes done on time, and that's just the way that, because of this whole thing that unrolled. But I'm also happen to be very good friends with a guy who owns a landscape company who's doing about $7.3 million a year in business. He's on your side. He's already living the life. So,
It's good.
So he's living it. He's living the dream. He's doing it hard. His thing is employees and trying to find people to work for him, just like everybody else.
Exactly.
Well, we got this going, and he's willing to work with us on the accounting end of it, getting the P&Ls, gets that started, and then yes, we would definitely want to work with you guys to get your accounting. Use that. I was going through it. I was playing with it a little bit. I had a few questions. It's not my strongest. You do understand it's not my strongest.
Sure, I get it.
I was ranked as a top 3 salespeople in the.
Cool.
Ranked in the top 3 in the nation.
Cool.
And the top 2, 1 and 2 were next to me. So the 3 of us were the top. We were the top sales associates in the nation. That's like unheard of. I mean, that's a lot. That was incredible what happened to us. So I'm very good at customer retention, and I'm very good at sales, and I'm a damn good driver. People love us.
Yeah, well, hey, I saw the reviews there that Tom and them posted when they updated your website. I mean, obviously people are loving you, so kudos to you guys because you're obviously doing something right, man.
It makes it easy because everybody around us is doing it wrong. By the way, we're 100% private pay. 100% private pay.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
We are not doing any. We won't do it. We listened to you. We heard you. We're not doing that. That's it. We're not doing the what is it called?
The Medicaid stuff.
Yeah, whatever.
The broker?
Yeah, broker work.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
So
If they wanna
much, so
give me
much of it
what I
is
want,
just.
and
it's
then
just
that's what we'll
incredible.
do. But we're not going to do it the way they want.
Yeah. No, hey, trust me, I'm glad to hear it. You know, and you've obviously picked up my videos. I got no problem with broker work as long as it's profitable. And I got some
Right.
people who are doing. Look, it's different everywhere. That's the thing. And you're in a communist state, just like I'm in a communist state, which makes it harder.
Right.
And that's why it's awesome that you're doing just private
But they
pay.
make it easy. They make it easy out here.
I know.
It is so easy to beat these people. Our dialysis customers. I have a lady in dialysis, short little thing. I don't want to get off topic because I know just like you, I can get on a rant. But she has a lead out here. They make her wait. She sits on dialysis 4 hours, and they'll make her wait another 2 hours in that waiting room to pick her up.
That's 3 times a week too, man. It's a lot of time.
3 times a week.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And I told her. So here's what I said to her when I told her. I said, here's my card. You call the office. I don't care if it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, or whatever. You call me and you tell me when you want to ride it. You want to be picked up and dropped off. I will do it absolutely free, and I will give you that ride because you deserve it, lady.
Good for you, man.
I told her, I said, I will do it at no charge to you.
What'd she say?
You're trying to do it for that. I noticed, here's the thing I'm learning into. If people are willing to wait, they're paying that $6 deal. They're paying $6 to go to dialysis, and that's what I'm scratching my head at, trying to figure out how that works. How are these people paying $6 and other people are paying $100?
Well, the $6 stuff, that's all highly subsidized. Those are contracts that you bid on. I mean, that's everywhere. Everybody has that, and there's obviously huge stipulations with that. So even if you're in a wheelchair, even if you're assisted ambulatory, it's curb to curb service. You got to make your appointments in advance. Some places they can't accommodate if you're too remote. Again, if you're living on a 3rd floor of an apartment building, you got to make it out to the curb yourself. And again, they're highly subsidized, which sounds great on paper, but I know some people who are 7-figure businesses who've gone after those contracts. They've gotten them. And when they come back up for renewal, they can't wait to get out of those contracts fast enough.
Right.
So they are not everything they're cracked up to be. But again, the end user, i.e. that customer, she may be paying the $6 each way. But again, they're being subsidized by the government because there's no way you could operate a business on $6.
No, that's what I'm explaining. I told her, and I told her, if we got involved in that work, I told my wife, are we going to be that people then? Are we going to let our customers sit there and wait 2 hours for someone to pick them up? I told her, I said, that's not the kind of business I want to run.
But see, that's the thing, is that she's waiting 2 hours because they're doing other transports and picking up other people. It's not an individualized service. It's not a customized service. They're going on routes. They're
overwhelmed.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, they're overwhelmed on the $6 transfer. Yeah.
That's more of the legitimate paratransit, fixed route stuff. And, that is... I remember, again, people were shocked because of my community, because when I was doing my NEMT, they were shocked that I wasn't going after that contract. I think I was the only transportation provider in 60 miles that wasn't trying to throw my hat in the ring. And again, I saw the writing on the wall. When people who had the contracts before were not trying to rebid on it, that's a clear indication this is something I don't want. I'm so glad I didn't go that route. So glad.
So I'm going to listen to that, and I'm going to stay away from it, and I got to come up with the sales pitch. That's the whole deal right for me, is I got to come up with the rebuttal to why you want to pay $100. Why do you not want to stick with it? I mean, it's very obviously easy. You're waiting 2 hours, but I got to come up with something better.
Well, look, here's what you got to understand. There's a lot of facilities out there, and I see it every single day. There's facilities out there who are... high majority, if not all of them, are Medicaid. And the facility itself will actually pay the transportation providers for transportation for that very reason, because they can't have residents out there waiting 2 hours. That is a huge liability. I don't know if this lady's coming from her own home or if she's coming from a facility.
She goes to some place that has, I know it's a contract with a facility because of, is like a major ambulance service out here.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is that having a patient out there, because I've seen these issues too, where facilities will wise up and they will actually pay for the transport, and sometimes they got to dig into their own pocket. Sometimes, depending on location, they can actually get Medicaid waiver funding, which is a supplementary funding, which is to their benefit, to help pay for various expenses almost at their own discretion. So that obviously can include transportation. Because if I got if I'm ABC facility and I have Joel Davis resident sitting out there for two hours post machine on dialysis, I don't know what's going to happen. Where is she waiting? Is she waiting in a lobby? What if something happens where some people, when they come off those machines, they end up having to stick around even longer if their blood sugar drops. I mean, it sounds good to go to dialysis, but sometimes people have adverse reactions where they could be there at the facility much longer. I've seen some people, they have to get admitted after a treatment.
Right.
So you never know. But regardless of the type of appointment, a facility is absolutely stupid if you're okay with having a resident sitting out there for 2 hours waiting on transportation. So in a situation like that, when you are having dialogue with facility staff, never hesitate to bring up the liability-related issues. Because let's say something did happen to Susie resident. Well, if something happens to Susie's resident, so Susie comes out of ABC facility, she goes to whatever doctor, whatever treatment she goes to, she's sticking around for 2 hours afterwards. Something happens to Susie, Susie's son or daughter or whoever. Who do you think they're going to come after and start suing? Are they going to sue that transportation company? They might have a case to that, but it would be slim. Ultimately, Susie resident is a resident of ABC facility. Who's going to have a bigger budget? ABC facility. Who's going to have a bigger liability policy? ABC facility. Who do you think they're really going to target for any type of abandonment, any type of neglect-related issue? They're going to go after the facility. So in a situation like that, and you're having those conversations with a facility, you'll want to talk about the liability-related issue. So it behooves them to be actively involved in developing strategies so residents aren't swinging out there and hanging out there. That's why when you are, I see a lot of transportation providers who are doing well, they're good, reputable services, and they're getting undercut by these independent operators coming in and they want to chase the dollar. You need to stress to these facilities, keep chasing those dollars, because the more you chase those dollars trying to save funds, understand there's a direct correlation of you saving funds to you increasing your exposure to liability. You have one lawsuit, you're done.
Right. I can argue that's a very good argument I make when people talk about using Lyft. These Lyft drivers, they just got regular, standard auto insurance.
Yep.
They don't have company insurance like we do. And you really want to trust
insane.
Lyft to do your transport for you guys?
Yeah, no, I see. Trust me, I've heard cases, read cases.
I get customers that way. You know what I mean? They're like, so yes, $2 million worth. Thank you.
Yeah, I've heard and read cases where the Ubers and the Lyft drivers, they get lawsuits, just get absolutely destroyed. I don't know of anyone personally, but I've read enough of them online. People who just are absolutely wiped out because they're out there doing the Uber and Lyft stuff and they get destroyed.
It's just and then. I really appreciate all that info. Here's the last thing. There's two quick things I just want to also just touch on, and then we can go back to this contract thing. One, that's about 15 miles from us. This guy does business. He's got contracts, and he's making money. Okay, but he's gotten because I'm shopping him regularly on his prices, because we had a low point where all of a sudden people weren't calling us anymore, and the phone's not ringing, and people are saying we're too expensive and everything else, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. Well, I started calling him, getting prices on various jobs. Now I think they caught on to me. So now I have to use friends and family to do it because I can't use my phone number anymore.
Right.
He's charging.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows I'm a big fan of mileage. I mean, pick up for a wheelchair, meds and meds. I mean, that's a lot better than any broker you're going to get for sure. But you know, I would say it's a little bit lower on the pay scale for private pay for sure. But mile, that to me is even more distasteful than the actual base pickup fee. Mileage can be your best friend if you use it properly. So.
Yeah, I know. I that's what, and we're trying to be. And we did exactly what you said, and we added a gas fee that will be taken off as soon as the price of gas comes down.
Yeah.
We did. As soon as we saw that video, it's exactly what we explained, and that's exactly what we did.
Good. I'm glad you're paying attention to the videos and learning, man, because I know that my videos are a mixed bag. Some people love the videos, some people hate the videos. We get a lot of hater emails, and I don't care either way, but it's not going to change anything I do. But
you're on top. What do you care?
Yeah, it's like, hey, boom rich free, man. When you're boom rich free, you can do what you want, man.
Exactly. That was your new thing. Boom rich free. Goodbye.
Yeah. That was my inspiration. Yeah. Bottom line, it gives you choices, man. It gives you choices. But going back to I mean, look, again, the lower than I definitely want. I mean, you're already somewhat in the ballpark. 5, we're close. We could, argue the $5, but the mileage I would definitely want to get up. Ultimately, though, it's kind of to play off of what we talked about previously. Is when you're dealing with facilities, the relationships, and part of that conversation is focusing in on the liability related issues. If you want to make a decision just based on price, I may not be your guy. If you want to focus on reliability, you want to focus on I'm properly insured, and again, obviously your competitor, the one that you're talking about, has a big fleet. And I'm not impressed. I shouldn't say I'm impressed. I don't care so much about fleet size like I would have back in the day because I see too many people. I mean, I got 7-figure people who operate 10 vehicles. So if this guy has 50, 60 vehicles, that's great. Are you, comparatively speaking, are you doing 5 and 6 million?
I don't. That's what I don't know. I don't know any of that. I talked to a lot of his drivers.
Yeah, that's good. That's good because a lot of those drivers can ultimately someday become some of your drivers. You never know.
Right. Okay, so they went out. Because this facility that we're doing a contract with, who likes us so much, they did contact me and said that just to be ethical, we do have to send this out for bid. Even though we want you, we still have to ethically go out for bid on this. You understand that, right?
This is the.
Yes.
Okay.
And he specifically asked me, and I told him, I said, dude, I've never been asked that question in my entire life. He goes, thought you and I were good. You could just tell me, who I need to call. And so I gave him one that'll never be able to do it because he's only got one van. There's a guy in our neighborhood that I'm absolutely crushing right now. I don't know. I feel bad. My wife feels bad, but he was here before me, but I'm just killing it right now.
Good for you. Good for you.
His van sits in the driveway all the time now.
Good for you.
Anyways, so I gave him that guy, and I told him, I told him straight up, I said, well, here's the deal. I'm going to get up. They have the capacity to do you. But here's what I can tell you right now. Because I listened to what he said about autism. Autism people want to see the same driver every day. They want to be picked up at the exact same time every day. These people get really upset when you're not on time.
Dude, autistic people do not like change. They are routine. I have one of them passed away, but I had 2 cousins who had autism, and now my wife's niece, she's autistic, and she has got to be regimented, routine, same face, same time, same location. You upset the balance of any of those, you upset the balance of the earth in their world. So
we had lunch and dinner with those people. We sat down with them, and that's what they explained of their concern. We would have to make sure that you would keep it within 1 or 2 drivers.
yeah, and that's why realistically, also, it's like we'd have to play this. This is why your numbers are important to me, because in looking at this agreement with them, I also you got 2 vehicles, and only one of them is ideal for what you're trying to do with this facility for this contract. So obviously you're small, but that limits your options because you get this one vehicle has to be. Is it Monday through Friday?
Monday through Sunday.
Oh my goodness, bro! You're talking 7 days a week from 8 to.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 3 pickups a day.
There's churches involved.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, maybe this was a bad idea, but they had a meeting, so they wanted to hear our numbers. So if you want the numbers I gave them, here they are.
Oh, you're gonna scare me. Go ahead.
During the opening beginnings of this contract with the people that would be doing, and up to no more than people, I basically put.
Okay. So you're not basing things on mileage and individual people.
No, he didn't. That was the one thing he specifically said. Don't show me mileage. I'm not going to get into that. I want a fixed number.
And you're going to.
And then I told him, as we graduate into a full-time thing with you, where we're doing this full-time.
So, pardon my ignorance. When you talk about going into full-time, are you talking about having the other 3 vehicles?
And would be dedicated to them.
Look, I got no problem with the per diem. That doesn't scare me per se. But again, we got to drill down on this a little bit because you're talking about a radius. Correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't you initially talking about a radius of 25 miles?
No more than that, guaranteed. They said we will keep you within 25 miles. No ands, ifs, or buts about it.
But that's within 25 miles at 8 a.m., within 25 miles at 12 p.m., within 12 miles at 4:30 p.m. So you're talking total 75 miles. Am I correct?
Could be.
Okay.
I think they gave me a logistic. Like I said, they got the one guy is going to go to, that's 4 miles from the facility. He's 4 miles from the facility. The other person is helping at Christ Church in the.
I'm just running some numbers here for my own due diligence. So, I mean, look, a situation like this, it's to both parties' advantage to do the per diem. So when he says, don't waste my time with the mileage thing, I totally understand that. I get that. But my whole thing is, it's doable for you if you're driving it, but I don't build the business model based on you, the business owner, driving it. I build it on John Doe, employee, driving it.
Well, I'll show you what I came up with, and this is just kind of notes of what I have. I'm trying to. We were doing this on a monthly basis, total. We were doing this on the monthly basis all day.
Mm-hmm. I'm in agreement with you because the way I looked at it was, let's say your labor costs were $20 an hour. I say that being, let's say you're in a communist state and you're paying $15 an hour, which means you're closer to 20,
right.
And you add everything else in. So already coming out of the gate for an 8-hour shift, we know we're at $160.
Yes.
That's not a winning solution for me because a tank of gas is how much, and you're going to run a tank of gas.
we're plus $2,300 a month.
No, so we're on the same methodology, which is good. We just
Because I called my guy who's a landscaper and I said, how much am I looking at? And I figured dryer, because around here the drivers are getting 17 an hour. It's like ludicrous. I don't want to pay that, but if I'm going to get a driver, and you were talking about my first employee, yes, my first employee is absolutely critical, and I have a feeling I'm going to end up paying that 17 minimum. So I figured 17. He said about $24 or $25 an hour. You have to figure about $25 an hour is what he said. He goes, yeah, you have to figure about all that insurance, all that extra. He's like, and he goes, you got to think about all that, buddy. He goes, you're not even taking out wear and tear in the vehicle.
Totally
you're not
agree.
taking.
That's why it's funny because you said 25. I'm like 25 in total is actually on the lower end of my book. But now I agree. He's saying you're not even talking about wear and tear and maintenance on your vehicle. I agree.
Yeah. He goes, what about buying tires for that vehicle?
Yeah.
He goes, what about the maintenance on the vehicle? He goes, you're not thinking about any of that. And I told him, I said, gee, buddy, thanks, I appreciate it to make me look stupid. I said, you and Joel need to get together and start beating me on the head.
Here's how I look at it. Look, I mean, this contract sounds great, and if you're able to get it, that's great. But dude, if we're not making money, it's not even feasible. It's not even feasible because it's if I can't make money on servicing one facility and you're going to expand to 3 more facilities, you're going to crush me. I'm out of business. I'm bankrupt in a month. I mean, there's no way. So it's not like, okay, we're losing money on the second vehicle. We're going to start come close to the ballpark of making money on the second vehicle. By the time we get to the facility. By the time we get to the third facility, now we're making money. And then by the fourth one, now we could profit. You don't even have that. That's not even feasible with this type of a scenario. So regardless, with everything we do, we got to be making money. So if we're not making money, I understand this guy's telling you, I don't even want to hear about mileage. I get that, and I'm cool with that. But ultimately, if I'm not making money, I want to do my best to make a win-win solution for everybody. Okay, I want everybody winning.
I get it.
But I'm not losing. I'm not losing. And honestly, look, is this going to be something that's going to put $100,000 in your pocket, $100,000 in the business regularly? No. So we're not talking about big money. So therefore, I'm not going to talk about slim margins. I mean, you got to be going into this with the mindset of I got to at least make 20% margin on this.
Right.
So if I can't at least make 20% margin on this isn't worth my time and effort. So as much as they like you, as much as they love you, that all sounds good, warm and fuzzy, and strokes the egos, but it doesn't pay the bills. So it's not even feasible. So the good news is we have a vehicle that can accommodate it. The second good news is we have someone who can do it, i.e. you, in the short term. Ultimately, we want an employee. So look, if you drove...
Plus all of the other work that we have...
Exactly. And that's my other concern where I was going to head with this, is that these type of contracts are awesome. Okay, we used to have something similar to this that we used to do for, we have Lockheed Martin, who is about 20 minutes away from us where I'm located. And we used to send a minibus out there, and we had a contract for a long time, and we did well with it. And eventually they got their own, though, because they were expanding. So we had that for 3 years, and that worked out well, and we made money. But again, we were doing so much other work and had so many other vehicles. You're not in that situation. You're a party of 2 right now with 2 vehicles. Again, you're tying up 50% of your capacity, committing it 7 days a week, 3 times a day. That's a big hit. That's a big hit.
Right. So,
like I always say, some of the best deals are the deals don't happen, and I'm not saying this is one of those as of yet. Even though this could make money, just because there's a way to make money doesn't mean it's the right opportunity for you. So that could be a timing issue. This could be a great opportunity for you, but maybe this isn't the right timing for you to have it now. Maybe it's 2 years from now. It's better because then you're going to have 6 vehicles and you have more capacity and more flexibility.
Right.
These are just things to keep in the back of your mind. But ultimately, this comes down to numbers, and this is why I love numbers, and I want P&Ls and stuff like that, so I can see movement of the money. But yeah, I mean, you're lucky if you even get to a break even.
And no more than that. That's what I explained to him. That's based on a 4-hour day and an 8-hour day with.
And that is what's a little, I don't want to say deceiving. That is what's a little more. If you're picking up at 8, let's say you're picking them up at 8 o'clock and you're done by 9. You pick them up at 12 and you're done by 1. You pick them up at 4:30, you're done by 5:30. You have some time in between there where that driver in that vehicle is able to go and help you with other transport. So that is definitely a big plus. So that's the other upside to this. So
right. Yeah, and she said that. She said that we're not looking. She goes, this is more like when we get more serious and we have 10 or 15 residents living with us, and then we're gonna need a beck and call service. And I basically said that a beck and call service is going to be easy, a day or more.
Yeah, but here's my thing to you: is what is a beck and call service? If I have my fixed route stuff, let's say they have 8 people, and I pick them up at 8 o'clock, and then maybe I pick up 4 of them at 12 o'clock and return them, and then I pick up the other ones at 4:30 and take them back. Okay, that's cool. That's all part of the agreement. But if Joel Davis is one of those residents and he has to go have a tooth extraction and go see the dentist, that's not part of that. That's like you got to pay for that. That's an individualized service that you're going to pick up Joel Davis to take him to go to the dentist. That's an individual transport.
Totally understand.
So that's outside the scope of
right. No, and we've never that is none of that has been come to fruition at this point. We have not talked about any of that yet, which is a good thing.
And we could give you a discount for sure. Maybe you're not paying the mileage. I mean, we can give you a discount, but it's not going to be part of the. That's not an option.
Yeah. Like I said, well, that's how we came up with the 200, because he sent us an email, said that we're going into a meeting. We only have 4 residents. This is not going to take up your whole day. What would be the price at this time right now? We understand we have to grow with you, and it's going to grow in scale. But at this point in time with residents, what are we talking right now?
All right, so did he ask you to put an agreement together?
We haven't even agreed to do that. They wanted to go with us 100% yet. So they wanted our price. They're out for bid. Once we've got it, then we're going to get the agreement and put it all together. I think is that how it works?
Well, I mean, it depends. Are they going to put an agreement together and you got to review it and sign it, or do you do it and then they review it and sign it? Either way, I'm cool with either way, because
I think we'll have to get the agreement together and they're going to sign it.
Not a problem. We can do that, but we're going to make sure that we put in there regular reviews, because look, let's say again, could you probably pull this off right now today with you personally, the owner driving it? Could you pull this off and maybe squeak out $1 or $2? Yeah. But we're not going to go in and sign something for next 3 years and we're fixed at that rate. That's not even in the realm of reality. So this thing would have to be, we get in here, we review it after, quarterly or something like that. And
quarterly, absolutely quarterly, because I don't need them taking advantage of it. That's what I'm biggest worried about, is that I get in there, I start doing the work, and then it's like, hey, can you help us with this? Hey, can you help us with that?
Yeah,
and
it's not even
I'm not there 4 hours. Now I'm there 6 hours, or I'm there an 8-hour day, and I'm still getting 200. No way.
And it's not even, it's not even feasible with the gas, the price of gas, and I mean everything is going up. I mean, geez, go to the store, you see everything's going up. It's craziness. So it's not even in the realm of reality to try to sign a long-term contract at this point in time. They're in the growth stage. You're in the growth stage. So we need to be very smart and prudent. So honestly, I would prefer that we actually put the agreement together. So I would rather that we prepare it and give it to them. That way we can kind of control it a little bit more. And look, we're not talking big money here. So if you, I mean,
you understand that I had to come up with a reasonable number just because of I know they're going to hit this thing low, and I just know that, you know what I mean? And it's like,
no, I get it. I get it.
I can't shoot for the moon on this one.
I get it.
I want to, but
No, look, even if you wanted to, you don't have the capacity to do it right now. So I get it, man. You're David going against Goliath right now in terms of capacity. But I mean, look, you could. Here's the good thing, man, is that again, I haven't seen any of your P&Ls or anything like that as of yet. But your competitor there, who seems like Goliath, first thing I always tell people, you never fight people on their own turf. A David versus Goliath fight, you never fight Goliath on his own turf. You got to create your own turf, find your own niche. There's always a way. I'm a firm believer there's always a way. But and maybe this is part of it. This is a great seed opportunity for you. And again, well, once I look at some more details regarding this, we'll put the agreement together for you. And any back and forth, any adjustments, but just bottom line is you got to always be prepared to push back on facilities and people. They especially not so much this one that you're talking about because they're more of a smaller residential care facility, but I see a lot of times, especially with hospitals, some larger nursing and skilled care facilities. They'll try to be their own unique bully because they think that transportation providers are just basically there to be their little bitch, but we're not going to do that.
right.
So you always got to put yourself in a position and be prepared to push back because you're not going to be someone's bitch. It's not an option.
Right.
So by all means, as we move forward, no doubt, I'll put a good agreement together for you guys.
What do you need from me right now to what would you need? What homework do you want to give me to do?
Let me think on it a little bit. I'll shoot you an email. I'll shoot you an email probably by. How soon are they looking to do this?
The facility. Oh, that's here. Let me just give me a minute. I gotta pull it up. And I just wanted to say, with my wife's income, we do have a potential to purchase another van for probably right around 10 or 15,000, but no more than that. So, like a minivan or something. I know you don't like minivans.
Yeah, no, but realistically, bro, honestly, any vehicle we get at this point in time has to be able to service this contract. So when we go get vehicle 3, it's going
I
to be
told her, so as long as it has 9 seats in it, I don't care what it does.
Yeah.
Because that's what their magic number is. We need like 9 or 10 seats.
Yeah.
Here, the email, damn. See, this is where I go crazy. The email, where is it?
But do you know how soon he's looking to do a formal agreement and making a decision?
That's what I'm trying to find out. When's their grand opening?
And I also I sent your wife an email, and again, I know that I know she's burning both ends of the candles, and we were going back and forth a long time ago, but I don't remember everything that I included. But I sent her an email requesting some specific information so I could start putting things together for her, or so that we could start putting together an executive welcome packet for you guys. Because ultimately, even if you get this contract, great. We still got to grow well beyond this, which means we're still going to be working to develop relationships with hospitals and nursing and rehab of.
Can I add my wife to this and ask her about that real quick?
Yeah, let's put her on.
All right. Hello?
Yep.
Well, meet the most amazing woman I've ever known in my life.
That is awesome. What an introduction right there. Hello, most amazing woman.
Hi, Joel.
How you doing? Your hubby started this entire conference call for about 30 minutes just talking about what an awesome woman you are.
Oh.
So I don't know if he's in trouble and he's just trying to suck up or what, but either way, he just sings your praises. So that's awesome.
I'm always in trouble.
That's awesome. But what we were just talking
a couple
about.
questions for you, babe. he needed to ask you about some emails he sent you.
Yeah, I was saying back when you and I were emailing a few weeks ago, I had sent you an email, and I could go through and look. It would just take me a little time, but I sent you an email that I put some things down that I wanted so we could start putting a welcome packet together for you. Do you remember getting that email?
Yes, I was, and I'm very touched with all your concerns, because I was very overwhelmed that, anyway, I'm not very good, I think, in communicating and being corresponding of all the questions that you're asking me. So I'm so glad that is taking over. But I will pull that up, so what you want,
Here's basically what I want to do is, when we're working one-on-one with somebody, obviously you guys know that my methodology is not just sit back and sign up with brokers and take what they give us. My methodology is to go out there and be proactive and build the relationships directly with the facility. So one thing that we do is we develop custom what we call executive welcome packets, so that you would use these when you go in there, so that way you look top shelf. And it can also help structure your conversation, keeps them rather short, to the point, keeps them focused. You guys look awesome, you guys look top shelf. It will correspond with a lot of the content from your website and the marketing materials that our media team made for you. So my point is, the reason why I was asking Kurt was because I'd also like to do that, put that welcome packet together, because beyond the contract that we're going to be going after, we want to make sure we put that executive welcome packet together, so at the same time you can continue to go after other relationships with other facilities, other hospitals, things like that. So that's why when I sent you that email, if you can also get a hold of that email and go through and try to send me some of that info so we can start putting that together, that would be awesome.
Hey, just help me figure out where that email is, because I don't know where you.
I mean, I could look. I'm sure I could find it, but it's just
I
been.
have it on right now. I can print it out when I get home, and I'm reading it right now. Is that the second email, right?
I got to be honest with you, I don't remember, because it was. I know that we had a couple of weeks there of slow correspondence, but
Anything, I would assume anything in there that he's talking about the executive welcoming.
the
Anything
executive
in
welcome
there is
packet.
probably what he's referring to, and that's what we got to look at.
And because what we'll do, and again, the benefit to that, I'll give you an example. I mean, we got a lot of people will go out there, they develop their own marketing materials and stuff like that. And some people do a great job. It's all, all well intentioned, but I would argue a lot of that stuff, when they go to meet with the facility, they're trying to convince the facility what they already know. Like, the population is growing, the demand is this. The executive welcome packet isn't about that. The executive welcome packet is about you and your business and why you want to use us. But at the same time, not looking braggadocious or stupid, especially if you're inexperienced. We want you to look. We want to position you to look the best you possibly can be. So the goal is not to go into a facility or a hospital and just waste their time trying to talk about the growing elderly population and why you need us. That's not it. That's misaligned and misapplied effort. That's not what we're going to do. But so many people who, once they do start using us and we develop these resources for them, it totally helps them to go in, rebrand their business, new messaging. It opens up new doors of opportunities. And again, everything that we do, we want to, I call it continuity of messaging. We want to mirror things on your website, the marketing material. Again, I was telling Kurt that I saw some of those reviews that you guys sent over to Tom to put to the website. And I mean, you can't argue with those 5-star reviews. You guys are awesome. So you may be small in size, but you guys are doing a great job.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much. It's all because of all the learning materials that you have, and Kurt is always watching every video that you have. For a year now that we were waiting this for so long, I let him make in love with all the video that you have first before we will get into you,
Mm-hmm.
because I think and that executive welcome that you're talking about, that's the thing that we really need. Because as what you said, I don't want to just go there and we don't know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
We don't know what to
And that's the
start.
benefit. That's
I
exactly
think that's the best one that we can.
That's exactly why because I personally put the executive welcome packets together. Obviously the artwork is from our media team, but that is exactly what you said is exactly the purpose of the executive welcome packet. I want you to be able to walk in there, have confidence that you know what you're talking about. And here's the good news: even though you guys are small, you've already been in operation. You've already performed a ton of different trips. You're not a rookie literally coming out of the gate. You guys have some serious experience, and your reviews attest to that. So you guys are in a better position than you think. So that's why going back to the David versus Goliath against your customers, or I'm sorry, your competitor, there's nothing to be intimidated by in terms of when you go into a facility, because like we were talking about, building that relationship, you guys already legitimately have experience, you have cash flow coming in. The content from your website. I mean, the Tom and them, they did a great job on their website. You guys are happy with that, right?
We are very happy with that.
Good, very good. So we'll do the exact same thing and make you look top shelf with your executive welcome packet, and again with this contract. And this contract, as long as it's profitable, this will be a big feather in the cap. I'm not saying we got to break the bank on it, but as long as we can make this profitable and keep it profitable, it will be a big feather in the cap. We'll be able to get testimonials for that, further add them to the website, further expand the executive welcome packet. With the executive welcome packet, nothing builds success than success. So if we're able to get like the people from this Western Bridges, if we're able to get a few months down the road, get a good testimonial on their letterhead, add it to the executive welcome packet, you go in and meet with another facility, you're going to look that much better. Then we get a testimonial from that facility, add it to the executive welcome packet, nothing breeds success like success. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I'm very excited with that. So when I found that email, what do you need from us for us able to get that together?
Well, I don't have the email in front of me, so you got to pardon my ignorance. I don't remember everything I included in there.
No, I know, because we just got if he sent it to us, we got to find it and we got to read it and we got to fill it out, and we'll get it done. That's not on him. He sent it, we'll find it, and we'll get it done.
What I'll do also, because look, I'm going to be gone tomorrow. So if no later than Monday, I will have an email to you. Again, let me go back real quick.
I was looking for it, but I want big. It's correct. Was it May 10th or May 9th?
Oh my God, that's May 10th is like an eternity for me. Okay, so I got time. I'll have it done this week. Bottom line, I'm going to have it done this week. I'll have everything done this week. The fat man always comes through.
Sometime May, like the first week of May. I know that.
No, I'll have it done this week. That's not an issue. I'll have that done.
They're not even, like I said, they're not even open at this point. They're not even open for residents at this point.
All right, so then here's the deal. I'm going to send you a detailed email. Well, I may even send you one sooner than that. Regardless, by Monday, I'm going to have on your lap an email with what I need. And I'm going to be able to work on that this week for sure, because I'll be in New York the whole week. And yeah, I got plenty. I'm going to get that done. I know, right? But I'm gonna get that done this week, so you can tell him. You could tell him that by the beginning of the following week, if he wants, you can have a proposed agreement, a proposed service agreement, and in advance, so he can review it, offer feedback, negotiate, whatever. I mean, I'm gonna hook it up. It'll be a good agreement. It won't be. I won't make it overly legalistic, so it's like intimidating and stupid. It'll be very targeted. It'll be good. Everything I come up with is
Yeah, and also, Joel, I'm going to send it to you the thing that I make for them just for a service agreement. It's not just any proposal or anything like that. It's just he asking me to put some number together for them to show it to the marketing, to discuss the project that they're talking about. So I'm just making that to myself, but I want to send that to you and look at it. Like it's not really professional, but it's just basic.
And what they got.
yeah. Look, anything you got, send it to me because I'll take a look at it. But anything you got, you send it to me. I'll take a look at it. But ultimately, like I say, I'll look at it. I'll consider it. And either way, you give it to me, and I'm gonna spoof it up the Joel Davis way, which is a good way.
Yeah, I really like that because every facility that they're calling us, or when I'm talking to them, especially the Yellowstone Center, when I'm talking to all my co-Filipino nurses there, I'm just telling them what words that I learned from you in your video that, like if you need a second source of transportation, we are always open and we are very reliable and flexible. That's all the words that I'm using. I'm not doing anything more than that. So
Did we
I keep repeating myself.
Pardon my ignorance, but did we did my team did they do a market analysis for you guys?
Okay. Now here I was waiting for that question to come because I've been thinking of how I'm going to answer that question. Yes, you did do a marketing analysis for it. Did we understand it? No.
Yes, I understand it. Some of it, I'm having a hard time to print it out, but I was reading all of it, and some of the people, I will try to call them, but if I will call them, I don't know how to put the intro of the conversation,
So
we need that executive welcome package or
how long ago
to start the conversation.
How long ago did we do the market analysis for you?
That was at the beginning. What?
Yeah, that's the okay.
A year ago? Yeah. So, I mean, if we did a market analysis for you a year ago, you got to believe that a lot of that personnel is, antiquated. I'm sure a lot of the facilities, I'm sure a lot of the facility related info, size, location, numbers, volume, I'm sure that's all applicable, but a lot of those people who are answering the phones, a lot of those directors, administrators, I'm sure they've all moved on. Not all, but I'm sure a lot of them. So I'm sure in a situation like that, because if we developed that market analysis over a year ago for you, and we're just now starting to do the one-on-one work together, you got to believe that if Dan was calling and he talked to Jenny at a specific facility, Jenny, chances are good, isn't even working there anymore. So if that's over a year ago. So what we'll do is I'm going to send you some. I need to correspond regularly with you since you're going to be in the NEMT and you're doing more of the home care. You and I need to correspond and communicate regularly. And what I'll do is I'll send you some various notes of how to approach these facilities. I personally am a big fan of face-to-face, one-on-one versus the phone calls, because if you think about it, if you're just calling someone, they're looking at you like a regular telemarketer and they just can't wait to get off the phone.
Exactly.
And there's other people out there, and they tell you, oh, you'll call up and they'll ask, hey, what's your fax number? I'll send you a fax advertisement. Where do you think that fax advertisement goes? It goes in the garbage.
Yeah.
So,
trust me, I get that totally because, just a short thing here. A friend of ours owns a body shop. His father just died. He was always out at the dealerships shaking hands with people. And calling and saying, hey, I got 3 cars for you. You have to get out and shake the hand, man.
You do. You do. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you some detailed notes. You and I are going to start corresponding regularly. And I'm going to send you some detailed notes, different strategies. And look, here's the beautiful thing. You are already in business. You've been in business. You've performed hundreds, if not thousands, of transports successfully. You got like 24 5-star reviews. You got a great looking website, marketing materials. I'm going to pimp you out with an awesome executive welcome packet. We're going to leverage the heck out of that. I'm going to send you some detailed information about how to get into these facilities, because even if we do get the contract, if you personally are working on a rotation from 8 a.m. to 9, 12 to 1, 4:30 to 5:30, you have time in between to stop at some of these facilities that are in certain areas. And this is where the market analysis will definitely help you, because we can target specific areas based upon where your locations are for the contract.
Right. And what we have to own.
Yeah, so I'm going to, and then also, again, I got you guys. You got to find a way to get me some type of a P&L so I can see more of your numbers. I know you talked about looking for another vehicle, you know, that 15 plus or minus range. And trust me, I'm looking for vehicles 24/7 for different people all the time. So that's not an issue. And I guarantee I could find something. I would like to find something that has similar capacity to your 2019 Transit. Because for no other reason, God forbid, something happens in 2019, or even if the 2019 is just down for regular maintenance, if you're telling me this contract is going to be 7 days a week, we got to have a backup with the same capacity.
Yeah.
So I can work on that as well. So I'll start keeping my eye out for a vehicle like that. But again, I want to see some numbers, so I'm making sure.
Right.
And look, realistically, let's say this Western Bridges contract, we don't get that. Then we say to ourselves, if we're not going to get that, and we're going to know here in the next few weeks if they make a decision based upon what we offer them. If we don't get that, does that mean we don't get a vehicle? This is where I want to see numbers. This is where the P&L is important. So I think at this point and moving forward, I'm going to send you an email no later than Monday outlining specifically what I'll need to put that executive welcome packet together. I will include some of the things I would like to see or I need to know to start putting in a service agreement together for the Western Bridges. There was something else. I'll think of it. Oh, I was going to give you some. I'm going to send you some strategies, some Jedi mind trick strategies for getting into some of these facilities.
I love it. I love the Jedi mind trick, man. I love it. My wife doesn't know the Jedi mind trick yet, but we're going to teach her it.
She's young. She has much to learn. All right.
Anyway, well, thank you so much, Joel, for your time, and I really appreciate it.
Of course.
For a year now, we are able to talk to you, and
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm so glad that I found you on YouTube, and
well, I'm glad you did too, and I'm glad we're able to start working together, and we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen either way. So we'll do well. But either way, I'll be in touch. I'll have
Well,
something.
we don't have a choice. We have to make it happen because the family's kind of. This is a little bit about us as a family. The family's kind of 1 for 0 right now on businesses. My father started a business and it didn't do very well. And my father passed away, and I'm talking to him in heaven right now, and I'm telling him, Dad, I'm going to make this work.
Amen.
I'm going to make this work, man. I'm going to put our names in lights, man. I promise you.
Well, look, man. Sometimes when there's only a single option, that's the best option. So let's make it work. And here's the other thing too. Keep in mind, if what you're doing right now is strictly off of private pay, we know we're heading in the right direction. We know opportunities there. I mean, you guys are in equally a communist state as I'm in, and if you're able to, everything you're doing right now is strictly with private pay, it underscores the possibilities and that the opportunity exists. So we just need to continue to make it work, and we need to do it in such a way that trajectory long term is that you are able to grow and scale your home care agency versus you being one of the primary caregivers, and you're out there growing and scaling the NEMT without you being an active driver. So that's the long-term plan. So we need to put,
Absolutely. I got to get out of the van. That's absolutely correct.
and that's something, I always talk about that in my videos. It's like, I'm not going to be 75 years old transporting 85-year-olds. I knew that when I was driving. If I was driving, I'm losing. Now, in the early stages, it was a necessity, but ultimately, the more I drove, the more I lost. And I knew that.
Right.
So that's why anything we do, if we do get the contract, we need to still be smart in how we structure it. Even if it's you are the primary driver right now, you can't be the long-term. You can't be a driver long-term for it. So we need to make sure we structure it in such a way that does have long-term growth potential, where you're filling that seat with a paid driver. So, but we can get there. It's all doable. It's all doable.
Oh, thank you so much.
So, all right, my peeps, it's been a pleasure. You guys take care. Make sure you, what's that?
I told you, it's like President Donald Trump just called us, man.
He is the man. You're too kind. You're too kind. So, all right, my peeps. You guys make sure you have a good. You guys make sure you have a good Easter, a good Resurrection Day tomorrow. All right.
Hey, you too.
All right. Take care. Good talking with you.
Okay.
Bye bye.